starting his unprecedented third term as president of the country with a speech this morning vowing to build Beijing's military into a, quote, Great Wall of Steel, unquote. Reuters reporting that Xi is planning to travel to Russia to meet with Vladimir Putin as soon as next week. Joining me right now is the Gatestone Institute Senior Fellow. He is the author of The Coming Collapse of China and the Great U.S.-China Tech War. Gordon Chang is here. Gordon, great to see you today. Thanks very much for being here. How do you assess this third term that Xi Jinping is beginning today?
The thing that bothers me and should concern everyone is that Xi Jinping, he was elected unanimously, 2,952 votes to nothing. He now hears no moderating voices to rein in his aggression. And that means that aggression actually has been fueled by extreme ideological resentment of the United States. Now, Xi knows better. He knows that China should not go to war. But unfortunately for both him and the Chinese military, there's a bloodlust. They emotionally want to kill. And I actually think right now we're seeing something similar to what occurred in Japan in the 1930s, where you had the military taking over the Japanese political system. We now have a very powerful Chinese military that's taking over Beijing. Maria, there will be war. There will be war unless something changes. And right now, I don't see anything changing.
Well, part of the aggression on the part of Beijing has been to get inside the gates of America, and that continues. They want to buy up agricultural land. I spoke with two governors yesterday, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And I want to get your take on what Kristi Noem said about the China threat and why it is wanting to buy up so much land in her state. Watch this.
We need to wake up every single day recognizing what they've been doing for generations. I recognized and saw them buying up our fertilizer companies, our chemical companies, buying our processing systems. They're buying our food supply so they can control us, not only manipulating their currency, stealing our IP. Now they're purchasing our land so they can have a foothold right here in the center of the United States of America to conduct surveillance on our defense systems. It's alarming.
Well, we're going to be strong on education and infrastructure because we're a growing state. So we're going to increase teacher salaries yet again. But, Maria, we're going to make sure these school unions are not getting any of that money. And we're going to do paycheck protection so that they can't do automatic union deductions for dues for the teachers. That's their choice. And if they want to write a check, that's fine. We're also going to do a big infrastructure plan. And we are going to prohibit CCP-linked businesses from purchasing land in the state of Florida. They want land grabs in our country, and we're not going to allow it to happen in the state of Florida.
Gordon, your reaction to governors stepping up here, and interestingly, they're buying land right near military installations. South Dakota is going to be the home of an important bomber that will be produced in her state. They want to buy land right near there.
Yes, and they want to buy land for all sorts of purposes that we don't know. But we know in Oklahoma that Chinese-owned land has been used for illegal drug cultivation. There have been reports about the Chinese using agricultural land to house human trafficking operations, all sorts of strange things going on. And it's not just CCP-linked businesses. We should be prohibiting all Chinese purchases of agricultural and ranch land in the United States until we can figure out what's going on. Because, as Kristi Noem said, they're trying to control our food supply. And if they own land, they can do something that they signaled about a couple of years ago. And that is, remember those seeds were coming in from China unsolicited? Those are invasive species. They could really end U.S. agriculture by a blight introduced by China. So we should not be allowing Chinese ownership of land in our country until we can sort this through.
Oh, wow. And then I want to get your take on what's going on in terms of Silicon Valley Bank, Gordon, because now we understand that